Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest misconceptions in modern dating, the belief that women only care about men with money. It's an idea repeated so often it started to sound like fact. But here's the reality, while financial security has its place, it's not the key to a woman's heart. In truth, women are naturally drawn, both biologically and psychologically, to qualities that run much deeper than a bank account. Traits that signal security, confidence, purpose, and emotional strength. And the best part? These qualities are completely within your power to develop, no matter where you're starting from. In today's video, we'll break down 6 powerful traits women quietly value far more than money. These aren't gimmicks or surface-level tactics, they're genuine, foundational qualities rooted in personal growth and inner strength. If you've ever wondered why some men effortlessly attract incredible women without showing off wealth or status, you're about to find out. Stick around until the end, because these 6 traits might just change the way you see yourself, and how women see you, for good. Let's dive in. 1. High-value presence and biological attractiveness. There's a certain kind of man who doesn't need to be loud to command attention. When he enters a room, something shifts, not because of flashy clothes or bold words, but because of something instinctive and undeniable. His presence communicates what words can't, and women feel it before they even understand it. It's not just attraction, it's biological recognition. At the core of female psychology is a quiet, instinctive drive to seek out what feels strong, steady, and safe. Evolution has conditioned women to notice traits that promise survival, security, and stability. When a man moves with quiet confidence, clear purpose, and self-respect that doesn't beg for approval, he isn't just attractive, he becomes biologically magnetic. His confidence is steady. His calm is unwavering. His sense of direction doesn't rely on permission. You don't need to be the wealthiest or loudest person in the room to command this kind of respect. What matters is earning it, especially from other men. That's where real value is born. When others see you as capable, grounded, and self-assured, it sends a primal signal: you can lead, you can protect, and you won't crumble under pressure. That's the energy that draws a woman in before she can even explain why. She'll notice your posture, how you move with quiet certainty, the steady tone in your voice, and how you hold your ground when tested. These unspoken signals say more than compliments or pickup lines ever could. A high-value presence doesn't chase attention, it naturally attracts it. And the connection it creates runs deeper than appearance. It taps into something ancient, something primal. That's why some men linger in memory long after they've left the room. They didn't seek attention, they earned it, not through noise, but through presence. In a modern world obsessed with appearances, a man of quiet strength stands out. And what's rare is always valuable. The rule is simple: become the man she feels, even in silence. When you radiate composure, purpose, and earned respect, you won't need to impress, you'll simply be. And that kind of presence is unforgettable. 2. Sociability, social proof, and influence. There's something effortlessly magnetic about a man who moves through a room with ease. He doesn't have to dominate conversations or demand the spotlight. His calm, natural confidence draws people in. Others laugh around him, not because he's performing, but because he understands the moment. He listens well, speaks naturally, and reads the room. And even if a woman can't pinpoint why she feels drawn to him, her instincts tell her he's someone worth noticing. Sociability isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about being emotionally present in social settings. A man who easily connects with others signals that he belongs. And on a primal level, women notice that. A man respected and welcomed by his circle isn't just likable, he's socially validated. He's someone others trust, follow, and enjoy being around. This matters far more than perfect looks or rehearsed lines. When a woman sees you're valued by others, it signals more than popularity, it shows you understand how to navigate life. It demonstrates influence, connection, and the ability to build strong bonds. That's powerful social proof. It answers one of her deepest, often unspoken questions. If I trust him, will I be safe, understood, and valued? A man with genuine social presence answers that before saying a word. Building this kind of presence isn't about charm for show. It starts with sincere communication, asking meaningful questions, remembering names, and making people feel seen. It's about leading when it counts and knowing when to let others shine. Humor helps too, not forced jokes, but quick, natural wit that shows you're engaged and attuned to the energy in the room. You don't need to be the life of the party. But if you can build real friendships, grow your circle, and consistently show up, you'll become someone people naturally trust. And when a woman sees that, she doesn't just notice you, she becomes curious about you. And curiosity is often the first spark towards something deeper. 3. Self-confidence, inner power, and trust. Long before a man speaks, a woman often senses something about him. It's in how he carries himself, enters a room, and meets her eyes without seeking validation. This quiet strength isn't arrogance, it's inner alignment. And nothing draws a woman in like a man who trusts himself before asking others to. Confidence isn't about volume or dominance. It's the calm during chaos, the steady presence that doesn't crave attention. A woman feels it in your tone, your decisions, and your ability to remain composed without needing to prove anything. It's in the quiet pause before you speak, and the way you listen, not to reply, but to understand. What makes this energy magnetic is that it offers something rare, emotional safety. Not just physical protection, but the kind of steady presence that lets a woman relax, knowing she doesn't have to hold everything together. That inner calm is often what she's subconsciously looking for, even if she can't fully explain it. Becoming this kind of man isn't about faking indifference. It's about building a quiet trust with yourself. It starts privately, setting small promises and keeping them. It grows when you choose thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions. And it deepens as you learn to value your own company and stop chasing noise for significance. Emotional independence doesn't mean being detached. It means being whole before anyone else arrives. Women aren't drawn to perfection, they're drawn to presence. A man who moves with calm purpose, makes decisions without fear, and stands steady without applause is unforgettable. In a distracted world, he becomes a rare source of stillness. And stillness breeds trust. The truth is simple, when you trust yourself, she won't need to question you. Confidence isn't something you perform, it's a way of being. And when it's real, she'll sense it long before you ever have to prove it. 4. Emotional control and composure under pressure. One of the most underrated but deeply attractive traits in a man is his ability to stay composed under pressure. Life is unpredictable, and how a man reacts when things don't go his way reveals more about his character than any success ever could. A woman instinctively watches how you handle setbacks, frustration, and conflict, not because she expects you to be perfect, but because it tells her whether you'll be a source of strength or a source of chaos. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about mastering them. It's the ability to process emotions without being ruled by them. When a man stays calm when others panic, when he remains steady when provoked, it sends a clear message: I am in control of myself. And that kind of control makes people feel safe in your presence, especially women. She notices if you can take a hit, whether literal or figurative, and still move with purpose. She observes how you react when you're challenged, insulted, or ignored. Do you spiral, lash out, or crumble? Or do you respond with calm, measured certainty? The man who chooses calm over chaos shows he's governed by principle, not impulse. In a world where emotions often run unchecked, the man who can remain composed is rare. And what's rare becomes valuable. This doesn't mean being emotionless, it means you're selective about what moves you. You recognize that your energy is yours to protect, and your reactions are your responsibility. When you carry this kind of composure, people naturally look to you in difficult moments. You become the anchor in a storm. And for a woman, that signals more than strength, it signals reliability. She may not say it out loud, but she will feel it. And that feeling often matters more than anything she can articulate. 5. Purpose, ambition, and direction. Attraction isn't just about who you are in the moment, it's about where you're going. A man with no direction, no sense of purpose, and no ambition quickly loses his edge. Because at a deep, instinctive level, women are drawn to men who have a path, a mission, and the discipline to pursue it. Purpose isn't about impressing others. It's about knowing what drives you and committing to it with focus. It's the fire that shapes your identity and gives meaning to your actions. A man with a clear sense of purpose walks differently, speaks differently, and carries a weight to his presence that can't be faked. A woman notices this not because she needs to control it, but because it tells her something vital. This man knows who he is and where he's headed. He won't be easily led off course, and he won't lose himself chasing temporary distractions. That steadiness is attractive because it promises stability, not just financially or physically, but emotionally and mentally. Ambition isn't about ruthless competition. It's about personal evolution. It's the desire to be better tomorrow than you are today. 6. Emotional intelligence and the ability to understand others. The final, often overlooked quality is emotional intelligence, the ability to read, understand, and respond to the emotions of others without being controlled by them. In a world where many people speak without listening, and react without understanding, this quality stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. Women, by nature, are emotionally perceptive. And while society sometimes tells men to suppress emotion, the man who learns to navigate it well, both in himself and in others, becomes invaluable. It's not about being overly sensitive or emotionally reactive. It's about being aware, present, and capable of seeing beyond words. Emotional intelligence is knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. It's sensing when someone needs space and when they need support. It's the ability to disagree without disrespect and to set boundaries without hostility. These skills create a sense of security, not through control, but through understanding. A woman feels drawn to a man who can meet her on this level because it promises partnership, not possession. It signals maturity, self-awareness, and depth. It tells her you're not just physically present but emotionally available. And in a world where surface-level connections are common, that kind of depth is rare. This doesn't mean making every conversation heavy or constantly analyzing emotions. It means paying attention, noticing when her energy shifts, when something goes unsaid, and when she's testing to see if you're really present. The man who passes those quiet, unspoken tests doesn't need to chase, he becomes someone she naturally values. Final thought before we continue. These 6 qualities, presence, sociability, confidence, composure, purpose, and emotional intelligence, form the foundation of real, lasting attraction. None of them require a luxury car, a flashy watch, or a 6-figure bank account. They require character. And character is built, not bought. If you cultivate these traits, you won't need to chase women or rely on surface-level tricks. The right women will notice. Because what truly draws a woman in isn't the size of your wallet, it's the strength of your presence. Conclusion: become the man, and you won't have to chase. At the end of the day, the modern dating world is noisy. Social media highlights the flashiest lifestyles, influencers preach about what you should be doing, and myths about what women want spread like wildfire. But here's the truth most won't tell you: the traits that create deep, lasting attraction have nothing to do with surface-level status. They come from within. A woman may notice money, cars, or status for a moment. But what makes her stay, what makes her respect you, and what makes you unforgettable is who you are when no one's watching. It's the quiet strength in your presence. The way you carry yourself through both triumph and adversity. The ability to remain calm when others fold. The focus of a man walking his own path. And the depth of a man who listens with intention. The 6 qualities we've broken down today aren't just tools for attraction, they're the framework for a life well lived. When you build presence, influence, confidence, composure, purpose, and emotional intelligence, you become the type of man others trust, follow, and remember. And when you reach that point, you no longer need to chase anything. Because the right people, including women of value, naturally gravitate toward strength, authenticity, and emotional maturity. The world will always be full of distractions trying to pull your attention toward what's loud and shallow. But if you can stay grounded, improve yourself quietly, and move with intention, you'll realize that you were never in competition. You were only meant to master yourself. And in doing so, you won't just attract women. You'll attract peace, respect, and a life on your own terms. Final words. If today's breakdown spoke to you, take a moment to reflect on where you stand with each of these traits. No one's perfect, but growth is a decision. And the beauty is, every single one of these qualities can be developed, starting now, wherever you are. This isn't about pretending. It's about becoming. And when you focus on becoming the kind of man who embodies these principles, you don't have to worry about impressing anyone. You'll move differently. Speak differently. And the right people will feel it, long before you say a word. So stay sharp, stay disciplined, and remember, real value isn't shown, it's felt.